Rob Lee! It's Monday. Again, with a quick clothes change. What are you up to this week, Rob?
So for me, I'm going to be working mainly on AI stuff. I'm going to do a bit of painting, so we're going to try and get that finished off this week. But yeah, AI, Skystead, woo!
And yeah, that's the video was corrupt, so I will see the real footage. Yeah, for me, it's mostly going to be hexceed this week, but there is a couple of other little tasks on here. You get the patrons know it's not going to be a poll this month for going to Pixels, and I want to check on a couple of store page stuff as well.
And yeah, for me it's going to be a bit of a different week for me. I'm on Skystead again, but I'm going to be designing the main character for the game. So a lot of concept art and a lot of different kind of designs that we're going to pass with the guys, so hopefully be a fun week.
Yeah, okay, so I've been working on a couple of new things for the game. So mainly going to be working on AI this week, but you might notice the shadows moving a little bit. That's because we've got a day-night cycle in the game now. Right now it's running very fast. I think a day-night cycle is 60 seconds. In a couple of seconds it's going to change over to night. I've actually done a lot of AI work in the past, so I'm just kind of using what I've learned from past projects and just sort of going to try and implement a good version here. So at the moment I've managed to implement 2 behaviours, well 3 really. Idle, where they just stand still and idle like this bear's doing here, right? He'll do that for a couple of seconds and then hopefully he will change to a different behaviour, which will be wander. There he goes. And then he will basically find a spot, go to that spot, and then choose another behaviour. But the behaviours are determined by what time of day it is, so you can see it's just turned night now, which means that this bear will actually start to leave. So because he switched behaviours during night, he's only got one action that he can do at night, and that is to leave, so he'll go back into his bush and despawn. So that's kind of cool. So the idea is we're going to add a bunch more of these different behaviours. When the creatures are in the grey state, it's going to be quite simple stuff, but when they are actually out in the wild and in your garden and you befriended them and all that, they're going to add a lot more interesting things.
Today's been quite a productive day. I got quite a lot done. Not as much as I wanted to get through, but I got quite a good basis, so I'm quite happy. So today's been about character design, and I've gotten through quite a bit of stuff. So I started off with some just basic designs, just trying to visualise what I envisioned the character would look like, and I really love this design here. This is kind of, when I'm drawing other parts of the body, I'm kind of visualising this as a goal. But first we wanted to work on body types, and we did get some body types down, and we did like some of these, but we thought the shoulders, you can see my notes up here, wanted more rectangular legs, wider shoulders, and a wider gut, like chest here, or stomach. So I did some work there, and I did some more character sketches, some more body types, and we really liked this design. It was kind of a hard choice between these two here. I hope you can see the camera alright, I'm trying not to move too much, but we really liked these two designs. But we ended up going with this one. I thought it was a bit more of a basic sort of template to work on. So from there, I moved on to doing some heads. And we did do a few heads. I started doing a bit more of a sketchy style, as I didn't like these rendered ones. I thought it was a bit too hard to visualize, and you can see here I did a side profile of the original body type. But we eventually ended up settling on this head here, and we quite liked these two, but we thought the non-pointy design looked a bit better. So then we moved on to the iPad to get some more expressions down, just to see what they would look like on the head. And we got a few down here, a few more eyes and a few more expressions, but we're focusing mostly on the eyes. And we did eventually settle on this top left eye here. Right, we did like this eye, but considering I drew it in a sad expression, we wanted it to see what it would look like more of a happier look. So this one down here in the bottom left, quite happy with it, but we thought it still looked a bit too sad, as if there was a bit of sadness behind the eyes, so we went with this one here. It's still not nailed down yet, there's still a few things I want to try to work on, but for today that's as far as I've got, just essentially nailing down the basics.
Okay, so I'm continuing on with the AI stuff. I have run into a bit of a wall though. I was hoping to start with a bit more animation specific behaviours today, but I've been looking at this code. So this is the code that we're using for, at the moment, for spawning the creatures in. You can see that every creature has a requirement that needs to be passed. So like for the Shelly, It just needs to make sure that a little bit of the earth has been modified by the player. The chirp comes in when you've got a Shelly that's tamed, stuff like that. So there's various different types of conditions, but that isn't going to quite work long term. I knew that when I was doing this. I just thought, since I've only got 9 creatures, I could just probably just hack it together. But now I've got to the point where we are adding code for making the creature happy. So the creature starts off sad, he's only confined to the outside of the map, and then we want him to dynamically decide, oh, this garden's really nice, I'm going to start wandering inside it. And I just fell into the same pattern again, where I was sort of going to have to do this like long if statement of just checking the conditions manually, and it's going to be awkward to convey to the player, it's going to be awkward to modify as well. So I'm going to quickly try and change approach. So instead I'm going to swap all this manually coded stuff with a I'm going to have essentially a list of data structures that act as conditions, and it's going to go down and check if all of these conditions are right. So this way we can specify a triggered condition type. So say for like Shelly, for example, we can say that the floor coverage is less than, wasn't it? I've forgotten what it is. Yeah, less than 95, and then the specific type that we'll be looking for is cracked earth. So hopefully this is going to be a much nicer way of doing it. It's just going to be a bit of extra work in the back end.
I fell a little bit behind with the hexceed level creation last week, and I'm working hard to get back on track, and it's starting to look a little bit promising. So you've heard over the Trello here. You see these two here is what I've just finished up. So and those were need to be done last week, as you can tell by the dates. But yeah, so all the large levels are done, and now it's moving on to the small levels, and yeah, pretty much almost back on track for getting these done in terms of the dates that I set myself last week.
Yes, I've made some progress on these trigger conditions for the various states of the animals, which is really good. So now, like for example, we're looking at the Grumble. So the Grumble is this hungry boy. You want him to appear during the day. So we have this day-night condition under his spawning section. You want to make sure that the floor coverage doesn't have much cracked earth on it. So if we do like less than 20% cracked earth, and then maybe we put something like that the flora's got some plants in it, because he likes his food, so he's gonna want to eat lots of plants. I'm gonna say that he's got greater than or equal to like 3 different plants or something like that, and that'll be the true condition for him spawning. And then for him to enter the garden, we do something similar. So we add it together. Or we probably just make these stats just a bit better, so make sure the world's a bit nicer. Remove the day and night thing, because that doesn't really matter once he's in the world. Maybe he wants the appeal rating to be a positive one for the whole environment, and then for the actual conditions for him to actually change colour and to actually tame him, we want to up these numbers again. So maybe like, I've got that for like 5 there, and then add another condition for how much food he's eaten, and then we just say like 10 food or something. So he has to eat 10 different bits of food and have all these conditions met for him to become your friend and in your garden. So yeah, it's really good that this system, it basically means that all of this code that I was working on before is now just specified in the actual inspector. And it means that it can just be simplified into like a block of code which just iterates over everything as well. So if we wanted to add more creatures, there would be like several parts of the code that we have to go over. It should just work as long as these conditions are specified properly.
Okay, so it's been a very productive day for me today. We actually managed to nail down the majority of the design for our main character, and it took me really cool, and lots of originality in there. It took a little while to break down a lot of the details that we wanted to add in, but we definitely got somewhere where we're quite happy with. Right now I'm working on the design from a back view, just so we can see how things look from behind, as you will be seeing that a lot too. And you see I'm sketching it all in, not taking as long as the front view, as I know what I'm doing, and I know where all the details should be. But yeah, as for the front view, we're really happy. Lots of suggestions from the guys to add in some cool details, such as this sort of braid here. And a lot of the tool work down here was a lot of their suggestions. But I said, it's come along quite nicely. You can see here that there's quite a lot of iterations it went through. You can see such as ponchos, and we've got some raincoats up here. And you can't really see them there. I'll hide some stuff so you can see them. take that off and we'll put on the raincoat. We've got a raincoat there, and we've got some sort of almost blacksmith garbs. But eventually we settled down with almost the original design that I did, which was, I've lost it now. Is that one? Yeah, this one. Which was sort of just a short sleeve shirt with a sort of scarf on. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Just going to finish off this right design and hopefully add some colour to bring it to life.
So I spent the first half of the day making all the achievement icons. You see there I've made all the icons to upload to Steam, and I've just gone ahead and uploaded them and completed the game using the editor. And yeah, all the achievements are working, everything's working as intended, which is good. So I'm going to head back over to Hexceed and just continue making more levels for the next DLC, Terror.
Yes, I've been working on the animations. This is probably going to need a bit of a seizure warning because we've got a bug I just wanted to show off. So yeah, where are they? Let them spawn in. There you go, there's one happening over there. But I've been working on making the creatures basically stop walking when they're not moving. You see the little bunny, the button tail, sort of sits there, and then when he starts moving, he actually animates and goes in a little mesh, and then he'll stop again. There's a graphical glitch we've all been seeing. It's basically because the idle animation for the Shelly isn't working, as you can see. So as soon as they start to slow down, they sort of explode.
Okay, so it's been quite a busy day for me today, very productive. I actually managed to get the main character pretty much completely finished. And as you can see here, there's a few colour palettes that the guys wanted me to make to try and get a different idea of how it may look with some different colours. There was a few things that they liked, most of all the purple hair and the sort of more toned down tops, but more of a vibrant scarf thing here. So I did end up doing some more design work, but I think towards the end we decided that it would be much easier if I just sat down with them and added the colours manually so they had more control. And this is what we came up with. It looks pretty good, and the colours are a lot more vibrant and saturated, so it should stand out from the rest of the game. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, and we may make a few tweaks when it comes to the actual 3D modelling process. The texturing may change up some things, but for now this is looking pretty good. I was going to start modelling today, but we've actually took a step back as we've came up with a new idea that we want to incorporate into the game, which is instead of having various types of tools for digging and cutting down things, we're going to have one tool that incorporates a lot of things, which will be a crook, a sort of magical crook, which you can see here. I've already started doing on my sketchbook. I've only just started these. I've only been working for about an hour, and I've got a few designs down. The guys have had a little look at them, and they've pointed out a few things that they like, such as the sort of curvature to this right one here, and the sort of angular bottom here. But they do like the colours, so I'm going to continue doing that, adding some more runes in here, some more engravings, some more etchings, and hopefully that'll look good. But yeah, I'm going to carry on, get a few more down just to give a bit more variation. Hopefully we can start to narrow down our final design. Okay, so it's been quite a busy morning so far. I've been doing a lot more designs on the crook, and it's coming along quite nicely. We think we've got a design that we like, and there's been a few things pointed out for me to push forward into the final design, which I'm working on now, which I'll show you in just a second. But we're liking the size and thickness of this head and the branch of this number 7 here. So number 4 and 7 have definitely been the two key ones to focus on. So I'm definitely taking some more ideas from this sort of curvature of the branch and the thickness of this nook. And we also like the subtle curvature of some of the nooks here, not too much, not too dominant like the ones on the left here, 1 and 6, but more so of maybe number 7 and 8. So I've been carrying that over to the final design, which is here, which I'm doing on the iPad. It's running quite nicely. Very busy at the minute with all the notches in the wood, but we're getting there. But what I need to do is build a sort of basic design, and the way this crook is going to work is that it's going to level up as you progress through the game. So I'm going to build the basic design first, and I'm going to work my way up until its final form.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I've been working on some more animations. I've been trying to get the last of the animations working just in a sort of like test scenario. Oh, the snail is just... So basically when they stop now, they play 3 animations: they're happy, they're sad, and they're special animations. Just to check that they're all working. As you can see, one of the ones for Shelly is broken. Not the idle this time, I think it's a special animation. You see the little bunny cycling through them now. It just adds so much character to them. Jack's done a really good job with them. The fawn, if we've got a fawn around, looks really good. Here we go. yeah, it's just good to test them out though. And see them all working.
Okay, so I was meant to do a recording yesterday, but I ended up doing some admin stuff and quite busy with these thumbnail sketches, which I'm going to show off now. So today we're going to have a meeting discussing what we think the wallpaper or logo should look like for Skystead Ranch. And we'll come up with a few ideas, and these are my ideas that I did yesterday. I'm quite happy with all these, to be perfectly honest. These little thumbnail sketches don't include much detail, they just essentially incorporate big, bold shapes to try and visualise what the design will look like. Definitely got a few favourites, but honestly, I'll be quite happy if any of them get essentially any detail taken from any of these. I'll be happy with. But also yesterday, like I said, I was working on the crook. It's coming out pretty nicely, and there's a few things that I need to do to it. So I did finish the overall base design. The purple isn't the final colour I'm going to use. Maybe we will, but right now it's just to show that there is some sort of magical sort of mineral inside there, and this will be the sort of base level crook, so before any sort of leveling has took place. I'm actually currently working on the vegetation level, which will be when you start cutting down grass and start planting things. This is how the crook will turn out, and it's getting along quite nicely. Haven't finished it yet, there's a few things I need to do, so I'm adding highlights around on the leaves and stuff, and I think I'm going to add another leaf down here just to try and make this sort of zigzag pattern. It helps add a forceful line. There's a leading line going through the middle.
Okay, so I finally got around to finish up the painting. Just painting the skirting boards and things. I've done this room. I don't think I've done a very good job, to be honest. Look, it's all like... yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? But at least the stains that the previous turn left are all covered up now. I just need to do a bit of tidying, so all this stuff needs to be put somewhere logical. And this arrived as well, so we've got a little soap dispenser now. Which is going to go here on the wall. I think there's like a screw thing on the back or something like that. But it's just nice because I've only got a little sink, and this soap is quite high up. So yeah, that'll be nice, and yeah, just need to get tidied up, and then it's done. It's done.
So yeah, the past couple of days for myself have just been a case of making hexceed levels, and I've been getting quite good progress on that there as well. And yeah, if we head over to Trello real quick to have a look, we can see I'm on the last stretch. So I've got a couple of small levels left to go, just shy of 20, and then I've got the 2 milestones. So we'll be getting those done today, or getting them wrapped up, and then that'll be this DLC done as well for next week, which is good timing as well.
Cool, right, it's the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a pretty busy week, as usual. A lot of work on Hexceed, which is coming out tonight for you guys watching the video, so make sure you check that out. There's no new mechanics, but it is very fleshed out. There's a lot of levels this time, I think. I've picked a high number for the level count, so we've got that to look forward to. And as well as that, we have the Space DLC for Wooloop coming out next week as well. So make sure you check out the store page and get that wish listed if you haven't already. And yeah, let us know what you think.
And yeah, thank you to all our Discord members and our Patreon members who keep us going week to week. It keeps Rob inspired to keep painting every week. He's finally done now. We're done.
I'm done. I'm
You're
just done. It only took me a year.
Yes.
We've literally been here for like a year.
Yeah, you got me through. We got him through.